Some of the top hard enduro riders from around the world return to the rocky hillsides of Tennessee for the 13th annual TKO. The terrain is ever-changing and always unforgiving. It's a battle of technique, strength, and endurance for both the rider and machine. It's all next, right here on MAV TV.
Got it tacked up, and if you get too close, you're getting cracked up. Stone cold when I roll, coming out of the hole. Get back, cause I'm out of control.
We welcome everybody to Sequatchie, Tennessee, just outside of Chattanooga for the Red Bull TKO Hard Enduro presented by General Tire. Kent Stout and Rob Clever to call the action for you. Kristen Banks will be down trackside as well. This is an incredibly tough competition, and the absolute best in the world are all here to try and win. With more, let's go to Kristen.
We're here at the Red Bull TKO in the beautiful Tennessee mountains. However, this course is the definition of gnarly. We started the weekend with over 100 riders, and now we're down to 20 of the best hard enduro riders in the world fighting for that #1 plate. I hope you guys are excited to see these dirt bikes scaling rocks in the Red Bull ravine and jumping over logs on rugged terrain. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's time to tear this course up.
Thanks, Kristen. When you take a look at this course, it really incorporates everything. Desert racing, trials, hard enduros, motocross. It's a course that can humble the best of riders. You certainly have to be on top of your game. We started with 56 riders on the long course. Over 2 races, we're down to the final 20. It'll be a dead engine start. 35 minutes of racing plus 1 lap. When you race here at Trials Training Center, you have to have all the elements if you want to be on top of the box at the end of the day. Take a look at this course. It is absolutely insane.
It is insane, and a massive rock garden right there that will beat up the absolute best. You can't put into words the amount of physical conditioning you need to be, not only just to cover this course, but to be competitive is a whole nother thing.
And they're constantly changing this course. You know, it is so slippery out there. We haven't had a lot of rain. These promoters, they want a slippery course. You're going to be out there spinning wheels. Rocks are going to move. Dirt's going to change. That's what makes TKO rad.
Yeah, we might as well tell you it's about 90 degrees out here as well with a lot of humidity. It does not get easier anywhere along the way. Take a look at the front row right here. They'll go 4 abreast, and 2 of them up there. Matter of fact, 3 of them, all winners. Tristan Hart, a 2-time winner. Billy Bolt won it in 22. And how about Cody Webb, a 6-time consecutive winner out here. The best of the best lined up in the first row.
Man, you're talking about drivers from Canada, the U.S., Great Britain, Germany, all represented. Australia in the house as well as we get set. Again, they got to fire them up as a green flag drop.
Yeah, you talked about that dead start, so the engines are not running. They hit the button and get them going. By the way, different manufacturers out here as well, and they hit their first obstacle trying to go through the right-hander and hit that rock garden. There's KTM out here, Sherco, Gas, Beta, Husqvarna. So a lot of different manufacturers also battling hard.
And you could see struggling early, and that's going to happen throughout this entire race. You really have to put together a good run like you talked about. You need to be physically fit. You have to have the endurance, but you also got to pick the right line. They continuously change this track to throw different obstacles at these riders, especially when they get ready for the final. Kristen?
Cody, you're no stranger to this course. You have a lot of wins here. What is the best strategy to get a win out on this course?
It's going to be really tough this year. I won 6 years in a row somehow, and then injuries and other stuff has happened since then, but it's tough. The level has gone up so much. I'm still trying to rise along with it, but feeling really good this year. I came into last year injured and was not ready. Probably shouldn't have ridden, but I missed it. So this year we're ready to go. It's going to be a hard-fought effort, though. I mean, those guys are really pushing hard, so I'm going to have to basically put it all on the table in that main event. It's 30 minutes, all-out hard enduro sprint, but we're going to give it our all and see what we can do against the best in the world.
And Billy Bolt in white just made a pass on Manny Lettenbichler to take over second behind Tristan Hart.
You know, you talk to these riders with so much humidity here, they will tell you no place more slippery than here at TTC. But with the dry conditions this week, it really kind of changed things up a little bit. As the humidity rises, these rocks will get a little bit slipperier, but a little drier than normal this year.
Yeah, and they said consequently, because it's a little bit drier, the times have been a little bit quicker. I forget about a quick time. How do you survive? How do you get through there? And it only takes one bike like this to create a log jam, if you will, no pun intended, and trying to get that thing spun back around. Nonetheless, another key factor here to this style of racing, as you can see, the fans are literally standing beside the track. They are yelling at the racers, giving them encouragement. Of course, they're not allowed to help them, but they are right there and very vocal.
I'm here with Eric Perinard, the director and co-creator of TKO. Eric, just for those who don't know about this event, can you just tell them what makes it so unique?
Well, it's a lot of things that make it so unique. First, we have an incredible facility. You know, TTC is 200 acres of pure fun or pure hell, depends what side you want to be looking at it. And we have a special format. You know, it's a knockout. We start with 500 riders, finish with 20. So it's really, in many aspects, it's a very unique race in the circuit.
Now, you just mentioned this facility. It's absolutely beautiful. How did it come about? Is it more of a man-built thing, or is it more of one of nature's natural gems?
No, it's nature here. You know, we really make things easier, not harder. So, you know, this place was basically purchased and not designed, because it's God designed for trial riders. And I met with the owner about 15 years ago, and we decided that we should build an extreme enduro, actually the first big scale extreme enduro in America. And yeah, the rest is history.
So Tristan Hart out front here, Billy Bolt in the white. He is second. Hart zinging up the hill right there, kicking a little roost. Bolt kicking the tail around just a bit, goes off to the right, and he makes contact with Manny Lettenbichler.
Lettenbichler's down, everyone else trying to get around. There goes Cody Wade, jumps right over the bike. And when you're hauling the mail up like that, you just can't lift, man. He had a little contact there with Bolt. Lettenbichler, just nothing he could do, trying to squeeze through there, couldn't make it work as you go back on board with your leader, Tristan Hart.
Tristan Hart, as we talked about before, a two-time winner as he comes back around here to the infield, if you will. 2022 TKO champ, and also won this thing going back into 2020. And now has some clean air in front of him. It's a huge advantage. You talk to any of the riders out here, they'll say if you can get out front, get rid of some of that pressure, and have clean track in front of you, it makes a massive difference. We're off and running. The top 20 in the world are duking it out here for the Red Bull TKO. Lucas Oil on the Edge is brought to you by Lucas Oil Products. Keep that engine alive. And by General Tire. For whatever you do, General Tire delivers. You're watching the Red Bull TKO Hard Enduro. It's 3 days of hard enduro racing has attracted nearly 500 riders to Sequatchie, Tennessee, the Trials Training Center, including some of the absolute best in the world.
On the KTM, the Canadian Tristan Hart still out front. 2 laps in the books as he works his way on lap number 3. Kristen caught up with him earlier.
Tristan, you're coming into this race today with the number 1 plate, meaning you won it last year. Does that bring with it any kind of pressure to win again this year?
If anything, it just brings me more luck, I'd say, because I know this place pretty well. And yeah, this is North America, and I'm from North America, and I think that gives me a little bit of an edge over the Europeans.
Now, you said you know this place pretty well. What's going to be the key to winning or going fast on this course?
Conserving energy. Here in Tennessee, it's so hot right now. I mean, it's just blistering, literally. So just saving energy, trying not to crash, not make little mistakes, and just keep the wheels turning at all times and keep going forward.
Now, you mentioned saving energy. You must have been training for this race, knowing what to expect. What did your training look like?
Just riding the bike, a little running, cycling, nothing much. Trying to stay out of the heat this week and drink lots of water, because if you get drained before the race, the chances go down.
Mason George Unfortunately, back in 20th, we don't want to knock that because just qualifying for this final was quite impressive, to say the least. Tristan Hart there on the number 1.
Hart getting it done, known as the Robot. He is certainly the man to beat here as he puts a lap on Mason George, who got the final spot in the main event in his first ever TKO.
2022 U.S. HE Champ, 2021 AMA Extreme Champion, 2020 Extreme Off-Road National Champion. Yeah, the credits run long for this guy.
And just watch him work this course. I mean, you can't tackle this course like a motocross track. The wheel spin is off the charts. You need to keep the RPMs low. You can weight the bike in different areas to make it faster. You got to be careful going up the hill at these speeds, man. Cody Webb trying to get up there as well. Little hiccup.
Something of note, by the way, maybe you've noticed the sound here, but these are, for the most part, all two-stroke bikes. Obviously, we watch motocross, are all four-stroke at this point. And that looks like it might be Manny just picked up a spot there as Cody Webb got off course a bit.
Back on board with your leader, Tristan Hart, as he navigates this course. And you talked about the fans. They are all over this course, cheering these riders on. And, man, what a view.
Where do they get? We're at the most difficult portion of the course. That's what they want to watch these riders do.
And, you know, these riders come out on course and they try and figure out the best way around, but these rocks will move. They will get slipperier as the humidity continues. And, oh, we go down on course right there. That's Johnny Walker.
Currently in third place. Unfortunately for him, going to lose a spot.
Johnny, you just came off winning the Endurocross Championship. What are the similarities between hard enduro and Endurocross?
Just the rocks, the logs, you know, we have them in the woods, we have them in the arenas. So this is a little bit different as the race is a bit longer, but yeah, the kind of tracks are pretty much the same.
The tracks are similar, but it's a little bit longer with the hard enduro. What's your strategy when it comes to conserving energy?
The main goal is, yeah, just to save energy. So follow the other riders, they'll make the mistakes, hopefully. And then I've always been good at that over the past years. I can follow the riders, keep a good pace, and then towards the end of the race, run my own pace. So I'll try and do that here this weekend.
At what point do you say, let's go, we're about to make passes?
Last lap, you know, I kind of hold it down because the lap's not going to be too long. I think it'll be like 6 or 7 minutes. So if you can follow, save as much energy, then that last lap, just go as fast as possible, make no mistakes, then yeah, you'll be able to take the win.
Yeah, I think you brought up a good point there before, Rob. And of course, while it is ever changing in terms of some rocks moving around, by the end of this race, they've had a good look at it, and they know where they can possibly make up some ground, but you've got to be spot on and not make any mistakes. That was the key.
Yeah, and you really got to save your energy as much as you can. I mean, easier said than done, right? It is so hot, it's so humid, but you got to be on top of your game and focus this entire race if you want to have a shot to win.
The big boys are throwing down. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Red Bull TKO Hard Enduro. We're at the Trials Training Center in Sequatchie, Tennessee, just outside of Chattanooga. Some 500 riders showing up, taking a crack at this one here this weekend. But Tristan Hart is the man that's on top and leading the group here, looking for back-to-back wins.
Canadian Tristan Hart breaking through for his first win in this event back in 2020 over Cody Webb. In 2021, the UK's Billy Bolt edged out Manny for the win.
Billy, last time you were here at this race, you won, but it wasn't last year. Do you think you're on anyone's radar coming into today?
I'd hope so. No, I didn't come last year. I had a wrist injury, but I still racing last year. I still, you know, most races, I mean, I'm kind of fighting towards the front. I think this race suits me quite well. I think the short, pretty intense format suits me pretty good. The track looks a little bit easier than last year, which probably isn't the best for me, but at the same time, you know, the track's the same for everybody. It kind of is what it is. So yeah, I think people are definitely going to be somewhat on the radar, some more than others maybe, but you know, it is what it is. I'm not too worried. I'm going to do my own race and see what happens.
I think the key was easier, not easy. I don't even know if you can walk the track, much less ride it.
So what's harder look like, you know? I mean, this thing's pretty treacherous here for sure. Great battle here for that second spot as Lettenbichler, the first international rider to win this event, trying to reel in Billy Bolt.
Yeah, he grabbed that win back in 2019. The rider from Germany on board the KTM stumbles right there. Keep in mind on that opening lap, Manny Lettenbichler nearly took over second from Billy Bolt. Billy Bolt actually got a little out of shape and ran into him, and it sent Manny for a ride. Tristan Hart making his way up the hill here one more time. Colton Haker a little bit deeper back in 12th. Kristen spoke to him earlier.
All right, Colton, we're here at TKO Hard Enduro Championship. What's going to be the key to going out there and lasting long enough to be the first one to cross the finish line?
Well, that's a really good question. I mean, lasting long enough is probably the first one, right? So, yeah, being super strong, mentally in it, minimizing mistakes. You know, it's going to be hot, it's humid. Man, a lot of competition here. Just keep it on two wheels, keep it rolling, don't get stuck, and have a smile for all the fans.
Rockstar back rider Colton Haker, a 5-time AMA Enduro Cross champion, extremely talented rider. Walker on the pipe there, chasing one up the hill. Walker takes a different route off to the right-hand side. We go back up, take a look at Billy Bolt now, safely in second without the pressure of Manny Lettenbichler.
Won this race in 2021, also won straight rhythm that year on that Husqvarna. Bolt, Lettenbichler, Walker, 2, 3, 4 on course. Man, those rocks are insane.
The fans are all cheering on. Of course, Tristan Hart is kind of checked out here. Takes a lot of pressure off. In a nice rhythm. See a little backpack as well. We talked about these guys staying hydrated. Really, really hot day out here. Hot and humid in Tennessee.
Billy Bolt out of the UK running in second, but he's getting a little bit of pressure. That's one thing, man. If you have someone behind you, they just push you to go faster for sure. If you're like Tristan Hart, you're able to set your own pace out in front, pick the line that you want. But if you have an issue, man, the beatdown can continue. It never stops here at Trials Training Center. You have to be on top of your game. Back on board with the number one, Tristan Hart.
Yeah, I saw Billy Bolt when he got up to the top of that little knoll, turn around and look back to see where Manny was as well. So he no doubt knows he's there feeling the pressure as Tristan Hart just ripping here, completing yet another lap.
Yeah, we talked about this course incorporating desert racing, hard enduros, motocross. You could just certainly see all the different elements as the white flag comes out. Final lap for Tristan Hart, running away with it. This will do it. One more lap, and he will be on top of the box. Can he hold him off? Stay with us. We'll come back to crown our winner.
Lucas Oil on the Edge is brought to you by General Tire. For whatever you do, General Tire delivers. And by Lucas Oil Products. Keep that engine alive. This is the Red Bull TKO Hard Enduro, holding it here at Trials Training Center, TTC, as we take a look at Billy Bolt there in second place. By the way, they host a variety of events here, including the Kenda, Tennessee Knockout Extreme Enduro, bicycle trials, enduros, downhill races, as well as a national and international competition. So a lot going on here at this facility. Manny Lettenbichler riding by there, and Johnny Walker there in fourth. All three of these all but nose to tail here and have been this way for the last lap and a half.
Yeah, really tight for second, third, and fourth. Meanwhile, you go back up front, Tristan Hart. You can see no real battle for the top spot. Nice and smooth on this final lap as the white flag has been displayed. Hart trying to close it out here as he's getting a little spritz of water.
How about that? That's pretty cool as well. It would be his third win if he can hang on, as we talked about earlier. Won this in 2020, then 2022, as the reigning winner comes back here and trying to double up, go back-to-back. Cody Webb, of course, the king when it comes to winning them back-to-back, as he won 6 consecutively. Billy Bolt, a former winner as well, there in second place, ready to take advantage of Tristan Hart's stumbles.
Billy Bolt, man, he's put together a really good event as well. Always fast there in that number 57. And then, of course, here is the 304. Manny Lettenbichler had a little trim on the mullet earlier this weekend, and right now runs in that third spot.
Yeah, and a great comeback for Manny. I mean, considering he had that big moment on the opening lap and scrapped his way back up into third place where he was.
Good look at what Tristan Hart sees. If he can pull off the win here, will earn the AMA Grand Championship for Extreme Off-Road Racing as well to go along with his U.S. Hard Enduro Series title.
Yeah, so accomplished. Man, what an absolute brutal course. And you can see it's getting more difficult because the 20 bikes that are out here just ripping it up.
Looks like Billy Bolt kind of pulling away a little bit there from Lettenbichler. Currently in that third spot, who's kind of pulled away a little bit from Johnny Walker in the 22.
That sounds like a couple of four-strokes in there as well. So the KTM riders are first and third as it stands right now. Billy Bolt on the Husqvarna currently in second. Johnny Walker on the Beta in fourth.
You know, we talked about all that wheel spin, man. Anytime they have to stop, the beatdown begins. They got to get back underway as you go back up to first and second. It looks like Billy Bolt slowly reeling in Tristan Hart here on this final lap.
Tristan Hart backing off a little bit. Trying to play it safe. Getting towards the end here, he'll be able to air it out now. Max throttle, here we go, closing out the final lap. Pretty difficult to get past him at this point.
Really cool to watch these guys on the different sections, whether it's the rock section, the hill climb section, or what you may call the desert section. As he eyes the finish line, here comes Tristan Hart.
Checkered flag in hand. He's going to get it done. Tristan Hart, congratulations, out of Canada, gets his third Red Bull TKO win.
He won race 1, he won race 2, and picks up the final. So here's a look at the results. Tristan Hart, Billy Bolt, Manny Lettenbichler, Johnny Walker, Cody Webb rounding out your top 5.
Ryder LeBlond, Will Reardon, Alfredo Gomez, Jordan Ashburn, and Pat Smadge to round out the top 10.
Here's another look at that pass for the lead on board with Tristan Hart. Get it done quick.
Tristan Hart, you hold the #1 plate for hard enduro, but how special does it feel to come back and win the Red Bull TKO for the third time?
It's pretty sweet to have 3. Cody's got 6 here, so I still have a long ways to go if I want to beat his record, but I'm halfway there now, and we'll see if we can keep going with that. But really tough day. This place in Tennessee in August is so hot and humid, so congrats to everyone for finishing such a tough day.
Well, congratulations on a great win, and we look forward to seeing you next year.
Thank you.
So much fun to watch this caliber of rider come out here and throw down on this extremely tough course. Hope you enjoyed all the great racing action. Remember, you're not living unless you're on the edge.